Nika, and this is my third episode of Connect by Vanity. And today is Friday, January 20th, 2023. It's about 11:50 p.m. I came down here because I said that I had to get a podcast up by tomorrow because I promised everybody I was going to try to do a podcast every Saturday. So I was upstairs doing my final assignment for my class, for my last class for my master's degree. So God willing, next week I will be done with my master's degree. I will have done all the requirements that I had to do to earn my master's degree. And I'm just so happy that I'm almost done. I'm just so happy. It's been a long road. I was technically supposed to graduate in spring of 22, and right before the day before graduation, graduation was May 31st. I had already registered, had my cap and gown, and was going to the ceremony. And I had one more class left, so there's like, okay, you can still walk in the ceremony. So I was going to take that one class in the summer. So in the spring, I took passed all my classes, and I took the qualifying exam, and I'm all registered for my last summer class so I could finish in like August of 22. I would have been finally done. And then the day before I was supposed to walk in the ceremony, they told me that I didn't pass the second part of the qualifying exam. So I had to wait and take the qualifying exam over in December, which was 7 months later. But the day they told me was the day before graduation. So I was like, oh my God, I failed the qualifying exam. Everybody was like convincing me to go to graduation, but I just wasn't with it. But I mean, I had a good time at graduation, but because I knew, everybody was like, oh, go, because you only have one class left. You're still going to go and take the test. You should just go to the graduation, because I had I had invited everybody, and I had already planned to attend. So I still went to the graduation, but I technically never got my master's, because you can't get your master's if you don't pass the qualifying exam and take all the classes that they tell you to take to get the master's. So anyway, I took the qualifying exam over December 16th after waiting 7 months for it, and finally passed it in December. And now I'm enrolled in my last class, which I have one final project that we're finishing up. Like, I'm finishing up with my group, because we have a group assignment. And then I'll be done with my master's degree requirements. So I'll have earned my master's degree by next week, God willing, if God spares me to see that. So I just want to say, don't ever give up. It would have been so easy for me to give up when I failed that exam. It really crushed my spirit. It really did. It took me like a couple of days to get back into the swing of things, because I really was like, oh my God, I have to go back and take this exam. Giving up for me was never an option, but I imagine maybe people give up when they, or they wait and go back and take the exam versus like just going right back. But I'm glad I went right back, because they only give it twice a year, so I had to wait till December. But I'm glad I took it and I passed it, and I never have to take that exam again. And I just want to say to anybody who's thinking about giving up, just don't give up on whatever you really want out of life. Don't give up on it, and just keep going, because life is like a bumps, hills, hurdles, but life is great. And if you could get through the bumps, hills, and hurdles without getting too beat up, then I guess we'll be all right. Because like I said, I'd have been through some bumps, hills, hurdles, and I turned out to be all right. Like, no matter what I go through, everything winds up being all right. So just never give up on your dreams, your hopes, and your aspirations, and just keep going. Even if you fail, don't forget that failure is part of success. I had to tell myself that. People had to tell me that when I failed the qualifying exam. But failure is part of success. Nobody who is successful didn't fail sometimes. So everybody fails, and that's just part of life. And that's what it is. I'm just happy now that all of that is over, and I could really celebrate. I'm so tired. I don't even want to celebrate right now. All I want to do is get through this project and finish that class. That's it. I'm tired of doing work for now. you know? So I'm just happy I had to tell y'all that. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Shanquella Robinson because that is another, we're going to talk about, wait, let's rewind. We're going to get back to the mass incarceration, the mental health, the foster care, the domestic violence, and everything. But I just wanted to take a couple of more episodes so we can get to formally know each other a little bit more, and y'all know who I am. So I won't be jumping down y'all throat telling y'all what to do because I'm bossy and I'm a Capricorn. So, I'm just bossy. So I don't want to be like out here like, oh, I need this done. I need this done. And like, who is this girl? And why she talks so much, making all these demands? We don't even know who she is, what she's about. So I was advised to do a few episodes that talk about what the show is about, what I'm about, so people can get to know me better. So that's what I intend to do. I intend to go back and talk about each one of those topics in different episodes after this little series of episodes to get to know me in the show. So if that makes sense, okay. So I wanted to talk about Shanquella Robinson because she was such a vibrant young lady. I didn't know her, but we all seen a video of Shanquella being violently beaten while she was in Mexico. We heard that the Mexican medical staff was in there for about 3 hours trying to revive her. She was alive when they first got in the room. First we heard she died, and we know the stories that the friends told the parents about alcohol poisoning, which we know that wasn't true once the video came out and she was being violently beaten, which she wasn't even fighting back. She was saying no, she didn't want to fight, and we saw all that. And we know that Mexico allowed these individuals to leave Mexico without even retaining them or questioning them about the death of this girl. Plus, they said that the group was in the hotel room telling the medical staff not to take her to the hospital when all of this stuff, she probably could have been saved had they took her to the hospital. Anyway, whether it's manslaughter or murder, somebody needs to be charged with her death. And I haven't been up on it recently, but when it first came out, every other day I was looking to see if Shanquella Robinson had an update, and there's been no updates. And I don't think that the criminal justice system here or in Mexico is really doing a good job with that investigation. Or maybe maybe we're not privy to know that information, but the last thing I heard was somebody was being extradited to Mexico, and Mexico was charging somebody with femicide with one of the friends, who Dejanay Jackson, or I don't know if that's who did it. I wasn't there. All I'm saying is that if somebody gets charged, I don't agree with them being extradited to Mexico, because although Mexico and America has this agreement as far as prisoners go, I just think American prisoners should be in an American jail, and Mexican prisoners should be in a Mexican jail, unless she was like a Mexican citizen, which they're not. Like, I think they should do their time here, so we can make sure that Shanquella Robinson's death gets justice. Shanquella Robinson was such a vibrant young lady. She was making money. She had her own business. What makes women so catty enough to go on vacation and decide that they all want to team up against this one girl? She must have been so scared. How come women are so catty towards each other, but we're not like that when it comes to men? Or we're just not like that when it comes to men. We have to start loving our sisters. Even me. I said, if I could forgive a man for breaking my heart and doing other things to me, then I could certainly forgive my sisters, for my black sisters, white sisters. I mean, I had some white sisters, I could certainly forgive them for the things they've done to me. So with Shanquella, I think discernment of who we trust, because I know they said that she was friends with this group for about 5 years, and that's not really a long time. I would say like maybe like I knew my friends for 20 something years, and like we got in groups. It used to be so many of us, and we never fought each other. That's for sure. And that's another thing. In my younger, I was in a little girls gang. We didn't have guns and knives and stuff like that, but we used to fight a lot, So I was in a girls gang, but we didn't fight each other. And that's the thing with Shanquella Robinson. Which friend was there? She didn't have no friends there to protect her. That must have been so horrible for her to be getting beaten by, and all of these people are sitting there watching, and nothing is being done. Somebody needs to be charged with something. So I just pray that our justice system, or Mexico's justice system, really get to the bottom of what really happened to this girl, and charge somebody with her murder, and let us know when somebody is officially doing time for her murder, because that girl did not deserve that. She really did not deserve that, to die like that. She was such a lovely looking young lady. She looked like she came from a nice family. She looked like she was really had a good head on her shoulders, and she was really trying to go somewhere in life. And it's just not fair that anybody would want to take that away. And then how much rage and anger does it take to really beat somebody like that to where they die? That's a lot of rage and anger from these people. Look good, but they're not good on the inside. So we have to learn to start taking care of the insides. I think that's what contributes to some of this cattiness with women, because we are hurting on the inside. And if you don't take time to heal from relationships, from child abuse, from drugs, from everything, you just really don't heal, and you just carry all of this pain on the inside, and it just really comes out on other people, and you wind up hurting other people. I'm not sure if Dejanay Jackson or whoever wound up giving the final blow to Shanquella Robinson meant to kill her. So I'm just saying, we have to check our insides, and we have to check our sides, like who we're hanging with. We have to use discernment on who we decide to allow in our space and who we call friend, because we can't call everybody a friend, because we should have used, of course, God bless the dead, Shanquilla. I prayed that she would have used better judgment, but she didn't. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I was thinking maybe she's seen signs of something before she decided to go to Mexico with this group, that they wasn't really her friends. And maybe she just went, or, I know she had to see some type of signs that this group was really jealous of her, and they wasn't really her friends. That's all I'm saying. We have to use discernment, and we'll really watch out who we're around. And sometimes it's be the closest people to us. And we could see that with Shanquella Robinson. So God bless her. God bless her family. I pray to God that prosecutors or the FBI or the feds or whoever, Mexican authorities, I hope somebody does something to give this family some rest and closure from that terrible incident that we all witnessed. Well, we didn't witness her die. We did witness her death. And that is a terrible way for a young woman to die like that. And we really have to do something. And I know it was a black woman. We really have to do something. We have to do something. So hopefully that's a little wake-up call for somebody that'll reach somebody's ears and heart. Like I always say, hopefully this message will reach somebody's head, heart, and mind, and we can start spreading love throughout our neighborhoods, and for our black sisters, and for our families, and just try to love each other more. Even me, I'll try to love my sisters more, and try to just love people more. And maybe we could all do that and start with that, and that would reduce, again, a lot of crime. So it would reduce a lot of jealousy, offenses, and crime just in general. So maybe we could try to love each other more. Maybe that could be our mission for this week, until I see y'all again next Saturday. Like, again, Let's try to love each other more. And again, I hope this message, my message, God's message, that's somewhere embedded in my words, I hope it reaches somebody's head, mind, and heart. And God bless you all. Until next Saturday, I will see you guys again next Saturday, God willing. I will be here. Pray for me, and I'll pray for you. And you guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my video. Please and thank you. And again, God bless you guys. Have a good night.